Yeah, go ahead, Kamal.
Okay. So good evening and welcome everyone for joining the another session of 30-minute Tuesday. So my name is Kamal Ahmed Usmani and today's topic is arrow function in LWC. So before going further, let me introduce myself. Okay, so my name is Kamal Ahmed Usmani and I am a Salesforce developer and a blogger currently working in UST Global Malaysia. So this is my blog URL and this is Experience Parties where I try to write some blogs in a very simple and sometimes in funny way. And I'm passionate about cricket and table tennis and reading books and watching web series, especially Indian web series is my favorite hobby. Okay, let's go what points we are going to cover. So we are going to cover what is ES6, what is arrow function, and what is new there in arrow function, and where we can use it and where we can not use it. Okay, so let's move on to our first question. What is ES or ES6? So ES and ECMAScript is the official name of the language JavaScript, and it is invented by Brendan Eich in 1995. So in 1997, first standard of ECMA came into picture. So ES6 is the sixth version of ES, which came in 2015 with some new features. And currently, the 10th version is going on for ECMAScript, which came in June 2019. Okay, so why we are talking about ES6? So because arrow function came in ES6, ECMAScript 6 version. So arrow functions sometimes called fat arrow functions also, because it's using some equal and greater than sign. So arrow function expression is a compact alternative to a traditional functional expression. So this is the definition of arrow function. So what's new in arrow function? So arrow function provides us a way to write the function syntax in a very short way. And the handling of this keyword is also very different in arrow function as to the old method of declaring functions. So let's move on to the demo. Then I will clear all the points about the arrow functions. Okay. I hope you all are able to see my org. So I have,
Yes, we can see you.
okay. So I have created a simple LWC component for showing the function of arrow functions. So here what I am doing, I'm just taking some two numbers and I'm just doing some simple calculations on that. So for that, I have created a simple LWC component. And here I'm using this mat.js file, which is working as a helper file in my LWC component. And this is my actual JavaScript for this LWC. So here I'm using some methods add. Okay. So here I'm using the add addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division function in an older method, older fashion. So let me change it with the arrow functions and what we can do and what additional things we can do. We will see that. So when we are using the arrow functions, we have no need to write the function keyword, and also we can omit the curly braces, and we can write the return statement just like this only. No need to write the return keyword also. Okay, so let me convert all the functions in that format. And we will see that how it will work after converting into this format. Okay. So as you can see that after converting it to arrow function, the number of lines of code is very less, and it's very concise also. So let's check it's working or not. Okay, it's still working. Okay. So here I want to tell you some more points. So here you can pass number of arguments like this, and you can pass the default values also. That will also work. So if you are having only a single argument, then either you can use the parenthesis or you can omit the parenthesis also. So it will work as same in arrow functions. And one more important thing is that so it doesn't mean that if we are having only a single statement that only we can use the arrow functions. We can use the arrow functions if we are having multiple number of lines like this. But in that case, you need to return the return statement. So for example, you are having more than one statement in the function, then you need to write the return statement. Otherwise, it will not work. So this is about the first point that I mentioned, that arrow functions provides us a shorter way to write the code in a very concise and short manner. Now let's move on to our second point. So second point is that this operator works differently in arrow functions. Okay. So as here you can see, I have two files. One is demo1 and second one is demo2. So both the files are identical, but only the way is that we declare the hello function. So in the first file, we are having the old method, the old function keyword, and in the second one, we are having the arrow function. So this function will be called two times, once when the browser will load and second when I will click the button. So what will be the difference? Let's see. First, I will run the first one, which is not having the arrow function. Okay, so when the browser is loaded, it is returning the object window because this function is declared into the window object. It's not inside it. No one is calling, no other element is calling that function. So when I will click on this button, it is returning the HTML button element as a parent because this hello function is called by this button. Now let's see what will happen when we will replace this function with the arrow function. Okay, so when the browser loads, it's already returning the window object because it's parent. And when I will click the button, it's returning the window only because arrow function, that this keyword represents the object that owns the function, no matter who calls the function. It means when we are using the arrow functions, it doesn't care that who is calling that method. Whenever it is declared, wherever it is declared, it will take the parent as that thing. So window is our parent for this arrow function because it is declared there. So it is returning this window. Now let's see the same thing inside the LWC. Okay. So I have created a Lightning Web component. So what we are doing here, we are fetching the number of contacts related to an account. So currently it is not working, and why it is not working, I will tell you. So here in the JavaScript, as you can see that we are getting the result in this function. So currently this function is trying to find this contact list, which is declared at the class level using track property, because we want to change it dynamically. So this contact property is having at the class level, but this function is trying to get the what you can say that the scope of this variable inside this function, but this variable is not declared inside the function. So what error we are getting? Okay, so this undefined. So this scope is undefined for this function. And how we can resolve this? If we will just replace with this function with the arrow function. Okay. So now when I will select any account, we are getting the parent as secure lightning element object u. So for this function, so now what arrow function is doing, it is setting this variable as the parent of this variable. So parent of this variable is class. So class parent object is secure lightning element. So it is returning object u and it is taking the reference and showing the results. So whenever I will select any contact, it will show the results. But if I will replace it with the function, then it will not, because it's not having any scope for this variable. So this is how we can use arrow function inside LWC. Okay. Okay, so where we can use our arrow functions? When we want to use the scope from the code that contains the arrow function. As I have shown that in the LWC, that inside function was not having the scope for the contact variable. So when we want to get the scope of the parent, then we can use the arrow functions. And when we are using the promises, like we are having asynchronous JavaScript functions written like this in ES5, we can replace these number of lines with this simple one line statement using arrow functions. Okay, the second thing is that arrow functions are best for callbacks or methods like map, reduce, and for each. And how we can use arrow functions to create objects, maps. So this is a smartphone object and it is having some data. So previously in ES5 syntax, we were using this function and we were returning price and all like this. So we can use arrow function just to short it in a single statement. So it will work same as as it was working previously. Okay, this was about maps, how we can use the reduce method. So previously we were using the reduce method like performing number of sum. So we were using the old syntax, so we can replace the same thing with the arrow functions. Okay. So where we cannot use arrow functions. So arrow functions does not have its own bindings like other elements. So it will take only this scope only where it is declared. So this should not be used as methods. So as you can see in the example that object where object is having two methods, B and C, and B is declared with the arrow function. So if we will use this method, so it will show you undefined because it's not having the scope of this object. It's taking the object of the window object or the parent object. So this is one limitation with arrow functions. We should not use arrow functions as a methods. The second thing is that we should not use arrow functions as constructor because it is not defined as a prototype and all. It is not having any prototype property. So if you will try to run as a constructor, so this will give you a type error. The another situation where we cannot use arrow functions is that when we are using call, apply or bind methods. So which means they use external as scope. So we should not use with these methods the arrow functions. Okay. So any queries?
Yeah, thanks, Kamal. So, guys, I've actually like unmuted you guys, like, so you can unmute yourself and ask questions if you have any. We have one in the chat window. Fam is asking, what is the Chrome extension that you're using for your demo?
Okay. It's the Salesforce Advanced Code Searcher that we use to find the Apex class and custom object. Let me show.
Hi Kamal, Anuj here.
Hello. Yes, Anuj.
So just wanted to know that what are the key advantage of using a arrow function over a function related to the performance?
Okay. So first point is that it will reduce our number of line of code. The second thing is that if we are having some scope issues, just like I have shown in LWC, so we can replace with the arrow functions. So these are the main advantages.
Okay. So like adding on that one, so does that mean that we can convert any type of normal function into the arrow function?
Yes. As I have seen many examples, I think we can convert any function.
And is there any specific scenarios that we should not consider to use a arrow function and we should
Yeah.
with the normal function? So some specific business use case?
As I have mentioned that we cannot use arrow functions as methods. So in that case, we have to go with the traditional functions. Okay.
Okay, yeah, got it. Thanks.
Any other question?
Primarily, Anuj, like, wherever, if you have come across where you've used callback functions, not in integration, but in JavaScript, if you have used callback functions. So if you've seen like arrays and all that, it has like a lot of parameters. It has the callback functions within them. So in the old format before ES6, like, all the callback functions you have to explicitly define, like, function keyword and all that. So arrow functions have made it much more easier for you to like, use for callback functions.
Okay.
So Kamal,
Yeah.
Umang here.
Yes.
So this is just out of curiosity. So let's say, um, so the arrow functions hold the states of its parent function. So basically, properties you would be able to access from the arrow function. But let's say
Okay.
using it in promise and it is an async method. So how that is being achieved basically? So how um, how arrow function is still being able to get the properties of the parent function, because that would be no more executing, right? So let's say if after this particular function, if I'm trying to change the value of those variables, would I be able to get the changes when I'm trying to access those properties in the arrow function?
Yes, you can change the property. No issue. You can use the same variable in another methods also.
So let's say if I have this particular let's say constant this selected account uh, which is holding some value, and let's say I'm using the arrow function, I'm trying to get the account value in the arrow function, and and let's say I'm using this particular function in a callback, which is like an async. Would I be able to get the changes which is being made on selected account immediately after that async is being called? So basically, I want to know that how the memory or how the variables are being passed, and how those I mean how the memory is being used to fetch the variable values.
You mean to say in asynchronous function, you want to use that variables?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That thing I didn't explore that. So I think I need to explore and then I then can share with you. what I know is that if the same variable you are using, as I have shown in that method, if the same variable you want to use in another method, I cannot say about the asynchronous one.
Okay.
So you can use.
Maybe I mean it may be passing. Passing the whole state of its parent in the arrow function when it's considering. But in that case, it would be like it would change the if the value is getting changed, we would not have the latest value. So that was the concern.
Okay, that one I will check. Okay.
Kamal, this is Vignesh. Suppose if you are declaring this arrow function, right, in inner class, will it work? It will take.
Yes, it will work.
The scope will be within the inner class, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
The parent one as inner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Any other query?
Can you use this in test class?
In test class?
Pele, you mean the test class for Apex test class?
Yes. Test class.
No. That is Apex related. This one is for JavaScript. So anywhere you're using JavaScript, we can use this one.
Okay.
And Siri, what did you mean by using local development for LWC?
So actually, for the second or third example, he just ran that in the VS Code itself, right? So I asked him if he's using that local code development.
Okay, actually that local development is not that one. If you will just right click directly on the HTML file, it will give you the option to see in the same window. So it will give you the preview. Local development I tried, but it was not working.
Yeah, it was not working for me too. That's why I asked.
So
there are a few extensions that
that's why I use that Salesforce Advanced Core Searcher extension.
Okay. Nice. Thanks.
Yeah.
Kamal, like another question is, as Shibu mentioned, like we can use this for a callback function, right? But when you were presenting, you mentioned that for callback, the scope will be different, right?
That is why in my example, I was using that arrow functions. That the result I was getting for the contact list, it was the callback function only.
Okay.
So I was using, when I was not using arrow functions, it was searching the contact variable into its own scope, but it was not able to find because the variable was not declared there. So then I convert it to arrow functions, then it will take the reference of the class variable. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, anything else?
Any other questions, folks? We still have a few more minutes left.
Hi, Kamal.
Yes.
I have a doubt. Like, let's say I define a variable in the arrow function which has the same name as the parent. So let's say I have a variable A which is in parent as well as in arrow function. Would it allow me to have a variable like that?
I think it will allow. It will allow you to declare the variable.
Okay. Then what would be the scope? Like, would I get?
And the same scope, the arrow function scope will be there.
Sorry, but let's say if I want to access the parent variable, would I be able to access it using some syntax or something? Or do we have any syntax?
Arrow function. See, if you have created an arrow function, and it depends, and inside that arrow function you have declared a variable also. Now you want to get the parent one. So if you will, for example, in the class at the parent level, you have contact. Okay, so you want to use that variable, so you just need to use the this dot contact variable. It will show you the same thing. And if you directly want to use that internal variable, just don't go with this keyword.
Okay. All right. All right.
Okay. Any other questions, team? Okay, if not, I think we can wrap up your session. Thank you very much, Kamal.
Okay, thank you, Shibu, for giving me this opportunity, and thank you guys for listening me.